Well, everybody, I'm about a month out, and the isolation really isn't so bad or getting to me in that much that I've already been in isolation since 2019 and the Great Lockdown. Even though I'm fully vaccinated twice, I haven't broken my masking or my washing protocols because I knew that people were going to be people and not observe the protocols because people don't even follow the rules for everyday day-to-day stuff that they learned in kindergarten. Why would I think for a second that people would follow any kind of guidelines when the entire world's population of their lives are at stake? So, anyway, um, this also got me to thinking about 2020 and being born, crowned in the time of coronavirus, and a big chunk of my thoughts on it are I was watching this one video with Peter DeJesus. He's a famous musician, and he was talking about how corona has to do with the crowns and the old crowns falling off and the crowns being reborn. And and Babalueye is up in these streets, which, yeah, obviously, there's a worldwide plague. Babalueye is definitely up in these streets, the energy of. But if you remember the early days of the lockdown when the sky cleared up and animals were roaming around and vegetation was getting better, nature is essentially God. It is the force that we all have to live in concert with. And humanity has been living under a dream that it crafted for itself, where it could live outside of nature. And no, you can't. We are a animal species like every other animal species on this planet, and we have to live on this planet. So, now we have earthquakes and plagues and hurricanes and destruction and, just look around, man. Just look around. And, whenever a animal population outlives its means, it starts to slow down its reproductive habits. But the great machine of capitalism, and I don't mean the government of capitalism, I mean the idea of capitalism, that hoarding wealth and resources is somehow good and just and godly. No. Every animal has been born to live a certain way. Fish live in schools, lions live in prides, wolves live in packs, etc., etc. And humans live in tribes. We are a social creature, and all these divisions that we have ever created ever is part of the big mechanism that is to control us. And if you're not paying attention, you're being stupid and you want to go back to sleep. Okay, fine, whatever. But don't get in the way of people trying to do the good work. That being said, every kind of hoarding of wealth should be disgusting. We just had a billionaire shoot off in a space penis because he had money, tons of money that he made off of the backs of everybody who had to lock themselves in their house in order to survive. The amount of money this guy makes is disgusting. Like, he could solve world hunger. You know what I mean? Like, he has so much money, and he's not even the biggest plutocrat around. We have lived under this false idea that someday we were going to wake up and accidentally become billionaires, and that's not the case. It's these people are stealing from us. And we need to wake up to that fact that, dude, we are human beings, and being human beings means we have to live on this earth. And now they're scrambling around trying to get back in control and put us back to sleep and, make us believe that this is how things are supposed to be, and they're not. What is any form of government really for? It's for the wealthy. It's always been for the wealthy. Since the beginning of time, it's been for the wealthy. And that's not changing. But we need to eat. We need to put our kids through school. We need to educate ourselves. We need to take care of ourselves. And they forcibly made us rely on them for all of these things. And the second any kind of snafu happens that breaks the machine, i.e. fucking coronavirus, you really start to see the cracks. You really start to see how this is a giant lie, and the second that we need them to do their job that they swore they're gonna do because they're the government, they're like, oh, well, you don't need that, and oh, well, you're being lazy, go work at McDonald's and get a virus, and we don't need to help them, and da-da-da-da-da. And don't get me started, I am not a fan of the Republicans, but the Democrats are not your friends either. They're part of the same machine. Left wing, right wing, same bird. And I don't want to come across like I'm pissed off or anything. I'm not. It's just, I need to spill some tea. And here's the tea. We should be focusing on humanity and the commons and the civic good, not whose team is winning the hoarding of resources race, red versus blue. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's fucking stupid. Sorry, but it is. And being born and crowned in the time of Corona, the drums were silent. There was no, the food was there, the ashe was there, what needed to happen happened. But all of the superfluous stuff was gone. And the need, rather, ¿cómo se dice? The importance of crowning was still there. Priests and spiritual people who take their vows seriously, who were born on this earth in order to help heal the world, have always been here. It's a shamanistic practice, which again goes back to who we were and who we are as human beings. Whatever you call that job in whatever Aboriginal system or tribal group, that job has always been there. And if we're being honest with ourselves, we were not happy the way things were going. All of us were living with this deep sense of unfulfillment, like there's something missing. And then, of course, our corporate masters would try to sell us the antidote. Buy these expensive shoes and show off your status so that way you can feel like you're part of the elite. Buy this expensive car and the girl will talk to you. Or any number of bullshit things. Get this facial and he'll think you're cute. Whatever. It's dumb. It's dumb. Everything we need, we already have. Everything that we need is already in nature and within ourselves. We don't need a middleman to put it in his pocket and give us maybe 0.2%. You know. So anyway, that's where my head is right now, and I'm using a lot of the downtime lately to read. I've picked up an interesting book by Celine Carr. She has a different lineage, but I still like to read different takes on what's going on. The book she wrote is A Year in White, Cultural Newcomers to Lukumi and Santeria in the United States. And I'm also reading a cookbook and working on my own binder of recipes, so that way I can be a better cook at home. Yeah, that ending is kind of anticlimactic, but hey, that's what I'm doing, that's what I'm going, that's my process and what I'm going through, and that's what this vlog ultimately is about, is the growth and the change, good, bad, and ugly. So, until the next update, Lucy Progresso. Peace out.